Anyway, to bring you back, this video should be called "What Not to Ignore When You're Doing a Service on Your V-twin Suzuki," because getting the tank off is a right kerfuffle on these. Anyway, as you will know by the title of this video, the fuel filter is blocked. I've taken the tank off, got it all drained. There's nothing in that, by the way, it's just venting. Excuse me. Right, tank is off. Taking the fuel filter out of the bottom of the tank. I haven't filmed any of this because there's quite a few handy videos on this on Google, on YouTube. So anyway, I've not filmed it because there's plenty of concise videos on how to get the fuel filter out, how to take it apart. And anyway, what a load of waffle. I was so glad I did, because I bet we can't see in this bad light. This sump, well, there you go. That's the filter. I mean, that is just absolutely chock-a-block with rust. So that filter is going to be changed. I haven't got a new one today, but I'm going to leave this all apart. I'll pick one of these up tomorrow. And this, the sump where the filter lives, there's no light, come on. Anyway, if you can't see in there, it's basically full of sludge, rust sludge. I think you can just about see all that. So I'm going to clean all this out, clean everything, get it all. When I pulled it apart, you can see all of these rust dollops came flying, spread all over the place. Right, anyway, that's it. I'm going to get it all cleaned up now, and then get a new filter. That's about it. So yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because on a couple of days ago I went riding with Tracy all day and it was absolutely beautiful and fine. Cheers. Everything was just sexy. And then yesterday I decided to have a little spin on my own without the luggage and everything, and it rode fine for an hour, and then I was just coming back, and as I accelerated away, hang on, let's change camera position. Yeah, anyway, so I'm riding fine for an hour, and then just at the last part of my journey yesterday, every time I accelerated away from, say, a roundabout or a junction where I wanted to accelerate hard, as opposed to smooth and progressive, I'd just completely lose power. Almost like dropping one cylinder. I don't think I was dropping a cylinder. Excuse me, I'm doing other things while I was talking to you. Yeah, I don't think I was dropping a cylinder. I think it was more fuel delivery. So I could roll on the throttle smoothly and it would pick up fine and go up the revs. But if I throttled hard, I would lose half the power. I had a little look on the forums last night, and YouTube, no, forums actually I was on, and most people say that it's the fuel filter. Have a go at that. Well, if it's not the fuel filter, at least looking at that would be a problem very soon. So hey ho, that's what I'm doing. So I'll probably catch you in a bit when I've got this all cleaned and the new filter on, maybe tomorrow, and put it back together. It'll run all the way up to the red line excuse me, while it's stood doing nothing, but it's only when it's under load. So it appears to be that the fuel filter will cause this, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, slight minor change of plan. There was that much rust, like a fine dust of rust all around the inside of the tank. I've put a couple of litres of fuel in it and swilled it all around, and that's mostly out of the filter and the sump. But anyway, I've got what I can out of the tank. Now I managed to clean this pretty much as good as it's ever going to get. What I'm going to do, right, those brown bits in the corners isn't so much rust, it's where the two halves are stuck together. It just looks darker. Anyway, I've given that a decent clean up. Oh right, yeah, there's still a bit of silt in there. But anyway, I'm going to put this back in while there's still the sort of fine dust of rust inside the tank. So I'm putting that back in. I'm going to order a new one, and I'm going to run it for maybe 2 weeks to a month, unless she starts to cough and splutter and lose power again. Then I'm going to take it all out and then clean the whole system again, and either put that one back in or put the fresh fuel filter in its place. The idea is that I'll keep cleaning this if the rust is still getting collected in it from the tank. And at some point, excuse me, at some point it should be clean. Let's see all my various bits I've been using to clean it. That's just compressed air. I'm also going to stick some, I'm going to put a quarter of a bottle of Red X in there, so it'll be quite thick, just to clean the injectors, and you know, that will help to clean the system. And I'll keep running Red X till that bottle's empty. So anyway, that's my plan. It might change next time, so I'll throw all this back together and stick it all in the tank and on the bike. Right, sneaky peek, that's what it looks like when it's put together. That's the fuel level float, sump at the bottom, and then the pump. As that, and just for future reference, the colours, the black or blue is on the left, the pink is in the middle, and the thick brown one is on the right. This is just for me for future reference. I've actually written it on the wall, as I do with most stuff. Right, I shall put that back in the tank now, get it all back together. Well, apparently I'm human, and humans are prone to cock-ups, and I've just done one which would definitely be on Barry Norman's list of cock-ups and capers. So I'll put it all back together, and I've been trying to start the bike for an hour. Nothing. It turns, it won't fire. So I went back over the video of me putting it back together, you know, where I put the wires. I've got the wires in the right place. So I've pulled off the fuel pipe, and I'm turning the ignition on, turning it on to start, and then the fuel pump buzzes, and there's nothing coming out. There's no fuel coming out whatsoever. So what could it be? Could it be the pressure regulator and this? I don't know. So I've taken it all apart, and I will now show you what was wrong. Bear with. Okay, I'll turn the camera around. Try again. Right then, here we go. Yep, all back together in the right order. I took the pressure regulator out again just to make sure it was seated properly. Yeah, and all that. Oh, what's this? There's a terminal on this side, and guess who didn't attach it? This, get up. That wire had fallen inside between the two halves of the body, and I didn't attach it. It goes from there, down there, all the way to the bottom. I don't know if that's the earth or one of the feeds, whatever. Anyway, I didn't attach that. There's one here as well, but there's definitely nothing that goes to it. Anyway, I've plugged it into the bike, turned it on, and it makes a fuel pumping type noise now. So I'm semi-confident that if I try again, I'll get it running this time. So take 2. I'll see you in a bit. Right, here goes then. Try again. Hopefully, well, you can't really see me, but I need 2 hands to start this. Ignition on. That's the sound of a fuel pump working. Priming. She runs. Alright, we'll let that run for a minute until the fan kicks in. I'll go and get some more fresh, clean fuel. And then probably go for a ride and see if it's made any difference under load. Anyway, I think that's the end of that. Unless anything goes wrong drastically, I'll see you next time for something else. Thanks for watching. I've been Springy. Peace and love. See ya.